There are places where the past never truly rests. Eerie whispers, ghostly footsteps, and curses that linger through the ages. Dare to uncover their dark secrets, but beware, not everyone returns the same. 1. Hound Hound Tor, perched high on Dartmoor, is infamous for its eerie reputation. Long ago, Sir Richard, a nobleman, crossed a powerful witch who, in her fury, cursed him to roam the moors for eternity, leading a pack of ghostly hounds. These hounds, once loyal only to him, were now bound to chase anyone who ventured too close. When fog rolls over the Tor, locals speak of hearing phantom growls, the sound of paws pounding the earth, and the rustle of invisible hounds moving through the mist. Some claim they've seen Sir Richard himself, his silhouette illuminated by a ghostly red glow, his eyes burning with the curse of vengeance. The hounds are relentless, and those who mock or ignore the legend are often plagued by restless nights, hearing the echo of paws chasing them, even after leaving the moors. The curse never ends, and Sir Richard, trapped between worlds, continues his hunt through the fog. Hound Tor remains a place where the past, filled with fury and regret, lives on, waiting for the next soul to wander too close. The chilling howl of the hounds can still be heard at night, carried by the wind, reminding all that some curses can never be broken. 2. Legananny Dolmen The Legananny Dolmen stands as a cold, silent monument in Northern Ireland. Legend has it that it is the burial place of Aiden, a fierce warrior who died in a battle of betrayal. Aiden's death was violent and unfair, leading to his cursed spirit being bound to the stone. However, unlike other spirits seeking vengeance, Aiden's rage takes on a more tragic form. He's unable to rest because he failed to protect his people, his honor lost forever. On moonless nights, whispers echo from the dolmen, the sound of Aiden's futile attempts to summon an army to avenge his death. He calls for his warriors, but none answer, leaving him forever trapped in the past. Some locals have reported strange noises at night, hearing clanking swords or seeing the ghostly shadows of warriors around the dolmen. But the curse is not just about vengeance, it's about regret. Anyone who dares to approach the stone feels a profound sorrow, as though their own past regrets weigh heavily on their soul. And while Aiden's spirit has no choice but to remain, his story reminds us that some wrongs are never avenged, and some warriors never find peace. 3. Crockton Tor High, atop Crockton Tor, a strange footprint has been etched into the stone, a mark no one can explain. The locals believe that the devil himself once walked the Tor, leaving behind his mark after making a dark pact with an unsuspecting soul. The devil's presence is said to linger, etched into the very rocks, forever bound to the land. One fateful night, a farmer named Thomas Blackwell, intrigued by the legend, climbed the Tor to see the mark for himself. He returned, his eyes wide with terror, babbling of a figure with glowing eyes and a voice like thunder. He claimed the devil had spoken to him in his dreams, promising to grant him wealth in exchange for his soul. After his encounter, Thomas was never the same. He spoke of voices in the wind, laughter echoing through the night, and shadows that followed him wherever he went. Now, visitors to Crockton Tor hear strange whispers in the wind, like voices calling out their name. Some even claim to hear low, guttural laughter on quiet nights, as if the devil himself is watching, waiting for the next soul to fall for his offer. And if you stand too long, you might just feel the stones tremble, as the devil's presence grows stronger. 4. Granny Kemphock Stone In the village of Gourock, Scotland, stands the eerie Granny Kemphock Stone, a relic of a time long forgotten. Granny Kempok, accused of witchcraft and condemned to death, placed a curse upon the stone before her execution. It's said that anyone who dares to approach the stone at twilight will feel her wrath. Many have tried to challenge the stone's power, but they've never returned. Some say the stone draws its power from the very earth itself, feeding on the souls of the living. The villagers speak of faint whispers that echo through the air, calling to anyone who dares stand too close. They say the stone takes a piece of your soul with every visit, slowly pulling you into its grasp. The last known person to test the stone was a traveler named Helen, who came to visit the site one autumn evening. Her body was found days later, frozen in terror, her eyes wide in fear. Locals swear that you can still hear her faint cries at night, drifting on the wind. Some claim to see her shadow, faintly illuminated by the moon, moving around the stone. It is said that once the stone marks you, your soul is bound to it forever. The Witch's Stone. In 1562, Lilias Fenton was burned at the stake for witchcraft in Dunbar. As the flames rose around her, she cursed the town, swearing that she would return from the grave and never allow the town to forget what they did to her. The stone where she was tied remained untouched by the fire, despite the intense heat that scorched everything else around it. Over the years, locals say they feel Lilias's presence whenever they approach the stone. A chilling breeze, a whisper in the air. One skeptic, Thomas McRae, dared to touch the stone. The next day, he was found wandering the streets, broken and silent, his mind shattered by an experience he could not speak of. Some say he saw Lilias in the flames, her fiery eyes burning with rage. The Witch's Stone remains a place of power, and many have tried to uncover the truth behind Lilias's curse. But every time they do, something dark and mysterious happens. Some say the stone is still linked to her spirit, that she watches and waits for those who dare mock her. The curse never ended. It lingers, waiting for the next soul to claim. 6. Avebury Henge and Stone Circles. Avebury, with its ancient stone circles, stands as one of the oldest and most mysterious landmarks. Legends say that these stones were once alive, each imbued with the power of an ancient druidic tribe. But when their faith was betrayed by one of their own, the stones were cursed to remain motionless, trapping the spirits of the druids within. The betrayal was the breaking of an unspoken promise to honor the earth and its spirits. Visitors to Avebury often report feeling a sense of being watched, their every movement observed by unseen eyes. Some claim they've seen ghostly figures dressed in ancient druidic robes, standing still and silent among the stones. The most chilling reports come from those who stay overnight, only to wake in the dead of night and find that the stones have shifted slightly, closing them in. The druids' spirits remain bound to the stones, unable to leave, ever vigilant. The curse of the circle is not just a reminder of their betrayal, but a warning. Those who enter the circle with disrespect or greed may become trapped within, forever walking with the Watchers. 7. Vixen Tor, the Fox's Curse. Vixen Tor, a rugged stone outcrop in Dartmoor, holds a dark legend of betrayal and revenge. The curse here was not placed by just any witch, but by a powerful sorceress who was once the protector of the land. She was wronged by her people, accused of witchcraft, and left to die alone. Her final words as she lay on the cold earth were a vow to return as a fox and haunt the land, leading a pack of spectral hounds. But the legend isn't just about the hounds. After her death, her spirit was trapped in the body of a fox, whose intelligence and cunning outmatched any other creature. The fox stalks those who dare approach Vixen Tor, silently watching from the shadows. Locals who have ventured too close report feeling an eerie sensation, as though something is following them. Some hear the soft rustling of paws in the mist, and on rare occasions, the glowing eyes of the fox pierce through the fog, its gaze cold and calculating. The curse is relentless. Those who disturb the Tor are said to hear faint whispers in the wind, promising that the fox will find them, no matter how far they run. Once you've encountered the fox's gaze, your fate is sealed. You will be marked by the curse, and it will follow you wherever you go, its presence growing closer with each passing day. 8. White Horse Stone. On the edge of the Somerset Levels, the White Horse Stone stands as a silent sentinel, a relic of an ancient time. The stone is carved in the shape of a rider, said to represent the ghost of a warrior who once rode these lands. Legend has it that the rider was a nobleman who betrayed his people to conquer the surrounding villages, and as punishment, he was cursed to ride the stone for eternity. The curse is said to be activated whenever the full moon rises. The ghost of the rider appears, galloping across the mist-covered moors, his steed's hooves echoing through the silence. Those brave enough to watch say they can hear his ghostly voice calling out in anguish, begging for redemption that will never come. Many claim to have seen the rider's ghostly figure, but none have lived to tell the full tale. A few who dared to sleep near the stone were found days later, pale and speechless, their eyes wide with terror. They claimed to have seen the rider in the mist, his eyes burning with fury. Some say his curse now seeks anyone who approaches too closely, forever binding their souls to the stone. The White Horse Stone never forgets. 9. The Duer Stone. The Duer Stone, a striking rock formation near Meavy, is steeped in dark legend. Once home to a powerful witch named Morwenna, she used her magic to terrorize the nearby village. Fearing her power, the villagers banded together to confront her. As they reached the stone, a fierce storm erupted. Lightning struck the rocks, and Morwenna vanished. But the villagers never escaped her curse. It is said that her voice still echoes through the cracks of the Duer Stone, seeking vengeance. Today, hikers who pass near the Tor report hearing whispers and feeling cold winds as if something unseen follows them. Some claim to see her figure on the rocks, her eyes glowing with an unholy light. The witch's curse remains, waiting for anyone brave enough to venture too close. The Duer Stone will never forget. It waits for the next soul foolish enough to disturb its dark past. And those who linger too long may hear the witch's laughter carried on the wind, beckoning them closer. 10. Combestone Tor. Combestone Tor, standing tall among the rolling hills of Dartmoor, is a place where the past never seems to fade. Locals speak of a ghostly figure that haunts the Tor, an unnamed soul who vanished without a trace centuries ago. Some say he was a shepherd, others a traveler, but all agree that his spirit remains, trapped by the Tor's ancient stones. Legend has it that the man was caught in a violent storm one fateful night. Seeking shelter on the Tor, he was struck by a lightning bolt and never seen again. Since then, hikers report seeing a shadowy figure walking among the rocks at dusk, his steps silent but unmistakable. Those who have dared to approach Combestone Tor at night speak of a feeling of being watched. Some hear faint footsteps behind them, while others claim to have seen the ghostly figure staring down at them from the rocks, his eyes hollow and sad. The air grows heavy, and a chill runs down their spines. The Tor is said to hold his soul, bound there forever, unable to move on. The ghost's mournful wail can be heard on stormy nights, a reminder that some souls never find peace. 11. Berator. Berator, a mysterious outcrop of rocks in Dartmoor, is known for a strange and unsettling legend. Many believe that a phantom bell tolls at the top of the Tor on moonlit nights. The sound is said to be the tolling of a bell that hasn't existed for centuries. The story behind the bell's haunting ring is tied to an ancient tragedy. Long ago, a bell tower once stood at the summit of Berator, built by a small community of monks who lived nearby. They would ring the bell to signal the end of the day. However, one fateful evening, a storm rolled in, and the tower was struck by lightning. The bell and the monks were lost to the fire, their cries carried away by the wind. Since then, it is said that the bell tolls on quiet nights, its sound echoing through the mist. Those who have ventured near Berator in the dead of night speak of hearing the distant chimes, followed by the unmistakable sense of being watched. Some claim to see shadowy figures moving among the rocks, their robes trailing behind them like ghosts. The tolling of the phantom bell is said to mark the time when the monks died, and those who hear it may feel the chilling presence of the monks' spirits, forever bound to the Tor. 12. Giant's Ring. The Giant's Ring, nestled in the green hills of County Down, Ireland, is an ancient burial site shrouded in mystery. According to local legend, the ring was created by a powerful giant who ruled the land with great wisdom and strength. However, after a terrible betrayal by those he trusted, he was cursed to forever guard the land, his spirit bound to the stones. The giant's spirit is said to awaken at dusk, growing restless as the wind whispers of forgotten promises and broken alliances. Those who wander too close often hear the heavy thudding of footsteps in the distance, echoing through the hills. The curse is not one of immediate vengeance, but of eternal solitude. The giant's spirit seeks those who dare mock the ring, and his shadow is said to grow larger as night falls. Some who have ventured into the ring have seen the giant's form towering over them, his face twisted in sorrow and anger. It is said that he has the power to freeze those who show disrespect, leaving them trapped in the ring forever, where they will be forced to feel the giant's loneliness for all eternity. 13. Grastone Circle. The Grastone Circle, nestled in the heart of County Limerick, stands as an ancient reminder of Ireland's druidic past. It is said that the circle was once used for dark rituals by the druids who lived in the area, offering sacrifices to the old gods. The most chilling legend associated with the circle is that of the druid's curse. Legend tells of a young druid named Eden, who, seeking to gain greater power, betrayed his fellow druids. In an attempt to summon an ancient and forbidden force, Eden broke sacred vows, unleashing a wrathful spirit that was meant to be bound forever. As punishment, the druids cursed him, binding his spirit to the stone circle. To this day, it is said that Eden's ghost wanders the Grastone Circle, seeking redemption for his betrayal. Those who dare visit the site at night report hearing strange whispers in the wind, and some claim to see the ghostly figure of Eden moving between the stones, his eyes filled with sorrow and regret. The curse of the Grastone Circle is a warning. Disturb the ancient site, and you risk being marked by the vengeful spirit. Some say the druids still watch over the circle, protecting their sacred grounds from those who would dare to disturb the past. 14. Rufftor. Rufftor, standing proudly on the moors of Dartmoor, is shrouded in both mystery and legend. One of the most chilling tales is of a hunter who once roamed these hills. Long ago, a man named Edgar ventured into the wilds to hunt. But after he set foot on the Tor, he was never seen again. Some say Edgar was chasing a deer when he was caught in a storm. As he climbed the Tor in search of shelter, a shadowy figure appeared, guiding him up the rocks. The figure was said to be a man dressed in tattered clothes, his face obscured by a hood. But when Edgar reached the summit, the figure vanished, and Edgar was lost to the fog. Now, those who venture to Rufftor in search of the hunter's tale often report feeling an unnerving presence. Some hear footsteps in the mist, while others claim to see the shadowy figure guiding them along the path, only for it to disappear when they turn to look. Edgar's fate remains a mystery, but it's said that his spirit is forever bound to Rufftor, lost between the worlds of the living and the dead. The Tor waits in silence, guarding the secrets of the lost hunter. 15. Giant's Causeway. The Giant's Causeway, with its otherworldly basalt columns, stands as one of Ireland's most famous landmarks. But beneath its natural beauty lies a dark tale of rivalry between two mighty giants, Fionn mac Cumhaill and Benandane. According to legend, Fionn built the causeway to challenge Benandane, a giant from Scotland, to a battle of strength. As Fionn stood on the causeway, ready to face his opponent, he saw Benandane's massive form on the horizon, a giant far larger than he had anticipated. Fionn, terrified, fled back to his home, and his wife Una had to come up with a clever plan to save him. Disguising him as a helpless baby, Una tricked Benandane into thinking Fionn was a child. In fear of what he might face, Benandane fled back to Scotland, tearing up the causeway as he went. Today, it's said that on stormy nights, the echoes of their battle can still be heard across the sea. Some who visit the Giant's Causeway report seeing large shadowy figures looming over the stones and feel the heavy presence of the giant's unfinished battle. The causeway remains a reminder of the ancient struggle between two giants, one lost to fear, the other to time. That's all for today on Creepy Experience, where the mysteries of the past never fade. If you enjoyed the eerie tales from the UK's most haunted stone sites, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling stories. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay curious and beware of the shadows.